Good morning. Wow, my hair is on point. Well, we have no more rain, which is great, but it is cold. I think in the 40s something. I'm just waiting to pack up my tent. Summer is packing up hers. We're gonna hike the next 8 miles together to the PCT at least, because we both were like, maybe that would be a better idea just in case one of us has hypothermia symptoms. Gonna try to make it to the monument today. It's not supposed to rain. And it's not supposed to rain after all tomorrow, hopefully, maybe. You never know, because Garmin forecasts are not that accurate most of the time. Now, if you love Garmin, please don't message me and say Garmin is the best thing ever. Like, I'm just telling you from experience. So, Somewhere, you have something to say on the last day to the people who have wondered about, adored you?
It's a little chilly in all the wet clothes.
That's it. That's the wise words of Summer. Okay, off we go. Do what? With my frozen fingers, I give you all this view. Hello, I'm back. I'm gonna get the lens a little cleaner once it gets drier, but for now this'll do. Today is my last day. My last day, I'm gonna get to Canada today. Ooh, I have about 2.5 miles left to the PCT, and then after that, just 17 to the monument. So I'm doing it today. And then it's 30 miles back to Harts Pass. So that doesn't really include, it's not really part of the PCT. I mean, it is part of the PCT, it's just not part of a through hike, right? Because I'll be done once I get to that border. But, as I mentioned before, I will be filming, kind of getting back and stuff like that. But I have a lot to talk about today. I hope y'all are ready. If you want only scenery, this video ain't gonna be it, probably. I have so much to say, especially about the last 2 days and how hard it was. It was really hard, and I'll talk about it more when I'm a little bit more by myself. Once we get on the PCT, I think Summer is gonna take her time because of her Achilles, but she's also planning to get to the border today. Well, not the border, but the monument, right? So, it's a great day. I feel warmer. That means I feel happier. Almost at Holman Pass, which is where we get back on the PCT. What a rough journey it's been the last few days. Oh my goodness. Boom. Harts Pass this way. Woody Pass this way. What else we got? Devil's Pass, and I'm never coming back to Devil's Pass. And then we've got some reroute kind of ideas. Back on the PCT, everybody, look. If it's like this, I'm gonna take it. Back on the PCT, everybody. I mean, I know I already said it, but I'm so happy. I'm almost at the monument. How crazy is that? looking to see somewhere was just behind me. As soon as I got the camera out, she was like, stop. Anyway, so much to talk about. Gonna be a long episode probably. So let's talk about yesterday. Oh my goodness. That was the last 2.5 days were the hardest days I've had on the PCT. Only they weren't even on the PCT. They were on the reroute. So when people ask, well, is a PCT is so hard, right? I'm like, it wasn't the PCT, it was the PNT that was difficult. Anyway, oh my goodness, it was so rough. Yesterday, I made so many wrong choices. Don't be like me. First wrong choice was to go up to 6,000 feet elevation with 100% chance of rain in Washington, end of August. Wrong decision. I'm going uphill, so there'll be a lot of breathing. The second wrong decision was I didn't drink a lot of water because I didn't want to stop because I was really cold. Another wrong decision is not having rain pants because somewhere has rain pants and she could have kept going yesterday, but she stopped where I stopped, which was actually really nice. So they were very surprising, very nice. Not having rain pants, like, yeah, that's another wrong choice. I also didn't eat much. Another bad decision. But once I got into my tent, I ate, of course. So it was a really, really rough time. And don't do the things that I do. I'm glad that I am here to live the tale. Or I'm here to tell the tale. Whatever the colloquialism is. I'm glad I'm here. After we hiked this morning, which was just another rough day, first half of the day. So many brush, car washes. I got so drenched. I mean, never mind, I had to put on all wet clothes. My pants were wet, my shirt was wet, my underwear was wet, and my socks were wet. My shoes were wet, so I was already freezing this morning before starting the hike. Then we took the wrong turn. We probably hiked another mile the wrong way. So it was just torturous. But I'm here, and that's all that matters. The wind be howling, but I'm moving. Just met a lady, she usually does day hikes on the PCT. She looked all kinds of befuddled, confused, trying to set up her tent. Apparently she just bought the tent yesterday from Walmart because she usually day hikes the PCT, but you know, this section, you kind of gotta like have a tent for that. So I stopped my hike and helped her set up her tent because it was definitely not appropriately set up. But anyway, so now she set up her tent and she's gonna run to the monument without her pack, because she said that her pack was just too heavy to do it. So, but when she came back by, she gave me some prosciutto. So now I have some prosciutto to eat for lunch, or maybe for at the border, because both Summer and we got a little glass of wine that we are gonna drink at the border. So maybe I'll have some left and I'll eat some prosciutto with some wine. I don't know, but that was so nice. All right. I've met Babs right here.
Hello.
Babs, right? Babs 1?
Babs 1. Or Babs 2.
She's Babs 2.
Yeah.
There's a Babs 1 back there.
Yeah.
And she just completed her through hike, didn't she?
Just tagged the terminus about, well, it was yesterday.
Oh, how fun. Because we're like about 11 miles away, so they tagged it yesterday.
Yes, it's amazing.
And that's really amazing. She recognized me. She's like, I know your voice. I was like, okay.
What is your name?
But you do something really special. What is it that you do?
So this is my first backpacking experience ever. And I'm doing it for, doing it for a fundraiser for pancreatic cancer. It's for the Nikki Mitchell Foundation, and they support pancreatic cancer patients.
That's really cool. And is there a way that people can donate? Like, where do they go? Just to the...
Absolutely. You can go to my Facebook page or my Instagram. Both of them have links on it. It's 63 on the PCT. There's underscores on the Instagram. Or you can go to nmfcares.org, and that's their actual website, and donate directly there.
That's really awesome.
Thank you.
Do you know how much you've fundraised so far?
The last I heard, I think we're around 15 grand.
That's amazing.
I know.
Good job.
I'm not real sure on the numbers, but I think it's somewhere around there.
All right, let's make it 20. Come on, guys.
Oh,
let's make
come
it
on.
happen.
That would be amazing. And the money goes straight to the patients and for some research. It's not like there's some big CEO sitting on the hill. It was also founded by Jamie Johnson. If there's any country music fans out there, Jamie Johnson and Rhonda Miles founded it for Nikki Mitchell, who was Waylon Jennings' manager for 20 years.
Wow.
It's all about the music.
It is. All right, make sure you do what you do best. Donate something.
Thank you.
Videos.
And then we've got 4,000 miles right here. Somewhere just reached 4,000 miles
That's amazing.
this year. This is my final peak of the PCT. Almost there. I'll take you with me the whole time. Oh. Woohoo! Yay! Final peak of the PCT. Oh, hoo, hoo, hoo. So cool. There's some rocks, and there's somewhere. That is a lake. That's not a pond. Alrighty, well, we're 6.2 miles or something like that from the border. Set the tent up so it can dry. I'm slack packing. Hello, that's not something that I typically do. That is a summer influence, and that's a good influence. Okay, and then, yeah, I've got one trekking pole because I need my trekking poles to set up the tent, so I took a stick from one side and then a trekking pole on the other side, and I do need one trekking pole for sure. Because this is a downhill, and then we gotta go uphill. We got our headlamps. I think we have everything we need. Woo. Well guys, I'm about 3.5 miles from the monument. It's bittersweet. Sweet because I will have done another through hike. Bitter because I don't want it to be over. This is much different than when I hiked the AT. On the end of the AT, I was done. I was ready for it to be over. With the PCT, it's different. I don't want it to be over, and that's probably why I decided to do the road trip. I just can't leave this trail yet. I'm so thankful for what this trail has given me, and I'm so thankful for having had the opportunity to hike this. Some of you may or may not know, if you haven't watched my previous videos, when I was a kid, I was diagnosed with juvenile rheumatoid arthritis. I was in a wheelchair for just a little bit. And I'm just saying that because I would have never imagined that I could do 2 through hikes. I mean, not even one. When I told my mom that I would do a through hike of the Appalachian Trail, she was like, "Are you crazy? What about your arthritis?" But I think walking is good for the body. The walking is good for the mind. Walking is good for the soul. When you just walk without anything else, you're free. You really are. It's so amazing that I will have done another through hike. And yes, I'm calling it a through hike. What you gonna do about it? Yeah, I am missing 83.5 miles. And even though I will make those up, if I were to not make them up, personally, for myself, I would still consider this a through hike. I've done my absolute darndest to hike this trail continuous. Darndest. I've done 2 reroutes. The last reroute I didn't need to do because I already had skipped parts. It would have been very easy for me to go, well, I'll just make it up some other time. But I still did that reroute, and it was hard. It was one of the hardest things I've done. But I think I've done 2 reroutes. I came upon flames that forced me to break my footpath. And then, of course, other fires. But I tried, and for me, I consider this a through hike, whether I make up those miles or not. Now you all know me. I will make them up. That's just who I am. That's just because it's important to me. But I do think that we need to think about the fact that this is really just about the journey. It's not really about continuous footpath. That just happens to be important to me, but honestly, I don't care anymore. I also don't care about having hiked every single step of the PCT like I was on the AT. I was like a purist. Must hike every inch of the AT. Not on the PCT. First of all, it's not possible, but also having been around somewhere. Just having a different perspective. And that brings me to the point. How neat is it that I have somewhere today to celebrate the end of this trail? I would have never thought she would still be around. I thought we lost her when she first skipped out on us at the Sierra when she wanted to be alone. Somehow, somewhere, kept being around us. And somewhere sometimes calls it like a serendipitous moment because there were situations that were very strange in how we were put back together. So I'm thankful I get to celebrate with her. Sorry, I had to stop that video a little bit quick because there were 2 hikers and I had to congratulate them. So, yeah. How neat is it that I still will have somewhere to celebrate this moment with? Would have never thought. Anyway, I'm getting closer and I will show you the monument and maybe some more of the scenery. Somebody told us that we're gonna have to do a little bushwhacking. So it's not like we didn't do that all day yesterday and today. So ain't got nothing on us. Canada. Right, well, we are here at this here terminus, right there. We had our wine, and now we have to hike 6.2 miles uphill back to our tent, and we really have no choice because we put our tent up, so it's kind of a good thing because otherwise we would probably just lay it on the floor somewhere. Anyway, made it to the terminus. This is the end. Thank you for watching. Goodbye. Bougie, bougie, bougie. You make me smile. You are one of the most delightful human beings I've ever been around. Man, you're so fun. You are kind. You are smart. You know how to talk about a lot of things, which is really great. And you, if there is something like a perfect hiking partner, you are it, my dear man. The only sad part was you didn't get to the border, but man, I enjoyed hiking with you so much. You are the perfect hiking partner. You communicate extremely well what you want and don't want. We compromised, and you look forward to camping with me at night. And that is something that's really, really dear to me, very special to me. I'm so thankful for you. We never needed to hike together during the day, but we always knew we'd come back to each other. And that is something that I will value forever. You are such a good man. You're gonna accomplish so many things. You are already like one of the best teachers I've ever known. You're so excited about it. You're so happy about teaching. It's so delightful to meet a person who's still happy about teaching. And also, you were there for me when I had questions about God and the Bible and other things that were quite conflicting for me. As you know, I grew up non-religious with an atheist mother. So it really helped to get some clarifications on some things. And I treasure that so much in you. And it was never with any judgment. Open arms, and I love that. Bougie, bougie, bougie. You're such a good friend. I can't wait to hike with you again. I hope our relationship will last a lifetime. I'll chat with you soon. I love you. Boss Bay and Bird Call. I was kind of thinking maybe 2 videos, but I think you belong in one. But with each of you, I value something tremendously. Just like Bougie, both of you are excellent communicators. I love that. Communication is so essential for any type of relationship. Friendships, romance, it just is so important. Once communication stops, everything stops. And I love that when it comes to our interactions, as well as your interactions with each other. You both love each other so much. It's really great to see that. So many relationships break up and don't last, but you guys are really truly in love with each other. And it's such an inspiration. Bird Call, you are our wayfinder. You guided us through the Sierra. You are such a strong man, such a kind man, such a smart man, and so talented. Man, your paintings are on point. I really love your authenticity and your realness. You were never fake, ever. Not that any of my family was, but I really, really appreciate that about you. And Boss Bay, as you can see, you make me smile. What a good sister I found in you. We're so different, but yet so the same. We both grew up totally differently, but we ended up the same human being. Well, similar, very similar, which gives me such a question. I guess nurture might not have anything to do with how we turn out. I always thought it did. You are such a great communicator. I love that you're open to anything that I want to communicate, even if it's sometimes difficult. And I love that you were steadfast in your goals and you didn't mind voicing them. And that's something so admirable. I love that. You know, it's very easy for somebody to just be like, oh, well, I'll do whatever you want. And yes, that's called compromise, but at some point, you gotta do whatever you wanna do so that it's important that you can say that you've done what you feel like was right for you. I miss y'all so much. We've hiked probably around 1,000 miles together. And I hope I get to see you before I go back home. Anyway, bird calling Boss Bay, I love y'all. Dearest, somewhere. I have delayed making this video all day because I really have no idea how to put into words what I think about you. You are one special human being. And I am so honored and so thankful that I was able to witness you and that you allowed me near for as many times as you have. We have hiked 2,100 miles near each other. That's a long time. That's a long time for me, but I bet that was a really long time for you. And I really, really value the fact that you let me be there for that long. You're my teacher. I don't know if you know this, but you've taught me many, many things. I don't think you ever did intend any teaching. You taught me not to judge a book by its cover. You're one book not to be judged, that's for sure. Every page has something curious. You're very unique. You're very fun. You're so witty. You're so funny. Oh my goodness. You're one of the most funny people I've ever met in my life. You make me laugh. Such dry sarcasm. I love it. You're so intelligent. You're so you know how to go with situations and make the best out of it. I never saw you panic, with the exception to when we saw flames. I saw in your eyes some panic. But in general, no panic. Cool as a cucumber. You've taught me how to just go with the flow and try to be as cool as a cucumber like you. Most of all, though, what I have learned being around you is to care about a person without expecting anything in return. Meaning, I care about you without expecting you to care about me. Really, I do. I think that is something really amazing that I've learned. Because a lot of times when we go through life and have friendships, we expect our friends to uphold some sort of expectation that we put on another person. And that's unfair. So for me, I love the fact that I have learned to care about you without expecting anything. And that's really, really awesome. I'm so proud of myself. Anyway. Thank you so much for being by my side in those difficult situations, like the reroutes and the fires and the Sierra. And I feel like in the last week or so, I feel like you finally let me in. I don't know if you did. It just feels like it. Man, only took 2,100 miles, huh? I hope that we will maintain a friendship, but if we don't, then that's okay. There's a reason for the season, I guess. And I adore and admire you until end. You're lovely.